Resolution. In this Red Gaming Tentacom video, we're going to be discussing a resolution of Watch Dogs. So, this one's been floating around, and a few people have messaged me asking my opinions about this. So, basically speaking, Ubisoft, the cinematic animation lead, his name's Lars Bonde, actually, told PC Games that the PS4 version of Watch Dogs is targeting 1080p, but he's not confirmed or stated even slightly what the resolution of the Xbox One version is going to be. There was a YouTube video floating about that's now been set to private, and interestingly enough, he said that there may even be performance differences between the versions of the game, but the core gameplay will be the same regardless of the console. He said, and I quote, "The first thing I want to make clear is that the core is at its core, it's the same experience on current gen and next generation games. You get the same gameplay out of it. Of course," he added, "there are nuances to it. We are utilizing the Xbox One to its fullest capacities, and the same with the PS4. Of course, as I know that, as far as my knowledge, the PS4 will run at full HD. Obviously, full HD technically would be 4K, but that's just, you know. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. There have been other unconfirmed reports this year which state that the PS4 version of Watch Dogs will be running at 1080p, meanwhile the Xbox One version, goodness knows what. There have been reports that it's going to be like 960, others are reporting it's going to be 900, goodness knows if any of those are even slightly accurate. So, what are my thoughts? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a lower resolution. The lower, let's even say it is running at 900p, right? It's a massive disparity between 900p and 1080p in terms of the amount of GPU processing power that's required. So I certainly wouldn't be surprised, simply because of the lower ROP count of the Xbox One, the memory bandwidth issues, as well as, of course, the lower GPU performance, that there might be some concessions that have to be made. But let's just be totally and utterly honest, it's not been confirmed yet by Ubisoft, and so it's better to wait. They likely are still trying to maybe fiddle with it. However, it's also theoretically possible, with about just over a month to go, that they're either going to have to do that via a post-patch, or, you know, they've pretty much settled on it and are trying to avoid the media cramp storm that goes down with it. And as I mentioned yesterday, when we're dealing with this whole parity concern, it's a very tricky subject, because if they confirm it, if they say, you know, it's running at 900p, people on the Xbox side are going to get pissed, because they're going to say, well, we know, why is it running lower? And if they say, well, it's because it's a slower system, well, that's going to annoy people. On the other hand, if they say it's full 1080p, the Sony side are going to get pissed. Not necessarily because it's running at 1080p on the Xbox, because they're going to say, well, what was basically nerfed on the PS4 version? So, it's like, it's very difficult for a developer to win like that. So sometimes it's better for them just to say, you know what? We're just going to confirm one version of the resolution, and I'm sure the rest is going to be fine. Of course, we're probably going to be doing analysis of it anyway. It's not going to be too long before you see comparison screenshots floating about. And, you know, people... Here's the thing. It's like the studios can't say it because then they're admitting it. They can say, you know, the versions look pretty similar, but people are going to immediately analyze it anyway. But the studios would rather people analyze it rather than confirm it, because then it's not really good for the relationship with Microsoft, I'd imagine. I mean, I don't really know, you know, what relationship the developers have, and, you know, if necessarily they'd get so much in trouble, but it's probably not really good for them in PR. Plus, as well, of course, it doesn't really help them sell those versions of the game, particularly if you've only got one console. I don't know, it's really difficult. I don't really envy the developers on AAA titles in those particular circumstances, to be honest. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.